Hello amigos, I have something fun for you today. Super simple, super effective, beginner Spanish guitar. These are always my most popular videos. So whilst I post many different videos showing some of the deeper aspects of my guitar playing and some more complicated stuff, it's very clear from the viewing statistics that you guys love these bite-sized, simple Spanish lessons. So here we are with something that can get you playing almost immediately. I'll play for you for a second and then I'll teach you how to do it. I'll just quickly say the chords are going to be A minor, G, F, E. If you've been around this channel for any length of time, you will recognize that as the Andalusian cadence, a very famous, fundamental Spanish guitar chord progression. I use it very differently to a flamenco player. I use it in a totally different context, but those are the chords A minor, G, F, E. So let me play and then let's get you playing. Basic version that I'll teach, and then let me show you something a bit more interesting. Not that that's not interesting, but I'll show you the kind of variations that we're going to do. And as always, tabs for today's lesson will be on my Patreon page, link in description. So you heard the basic one, which was just a descending scale. Now we have a bit more fun with it. So that second time all I did was take the basic descending scale and essentially just improvise with the notes really. I just chopped and changed and mixed and matched the notes. So let's get you started. So an A minor chord, I'm not going to teach chord groups. I'm going to assume that you know these chords, and if you don't, please just quickly jump on a lesson. There'll be someone out there teaching you how to play an A minor chord. They probably have 20 zillion views. A minor. The notes are on the high E string. 12, 10, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1, 0. 12, 10, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1, 0. If you want to know, that's the E Phrygian scale. Great scale to know, very important. And the notes are simply E, D, C, B, A, G, so it's no sharps or flats, just E to E. Great. And just then we went E to E with no sharps or flats. After we play our next chord, the G chord, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're simply going to go D to D. Everything's going to be the same. We've just kind of moved the scale one note down. So we started at the 12th fret, then played the 10th. Now we're going to start at the 10th fret. That's 10, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1, 0, and then 3 on the next string. So this is the first time we've gone off the high E string because we needed to go one note lower. We ran out of string. We're on the 3rd fret of the B string. Those notes are D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D. Now it's time for an F chord. You can do the full bar F. That chord is notorious for being probably the most difficult chord. Definitely as a beginner guitarist, when you're starting out, every guitarist remembers grappling with the F chord, myself included. Probably you do it at home as well, or you might currently be grappling with it, which is very common and very normal. Keep grappling, you'll get there. But even better, what I do, same grip, remove the bar, and just play the 1st fret of the B string. We sometimes call it flamenco F. It's really an F major 7 chord. Again, if you've been on my channel before, you know this chord. Bit of a lazy F. It actually sounds even better for Spanish guitar anyway, so here we are. And let's go down that E string again. 8, 7, 5, 3, 1, 0. Next string, 3, 1. So A minor, G, F, and we've literally just run down that scale with no sharps or flats. We did E down to E, D down to D, C down to C. Cool. And when we get to the E chord, it's actually really easier. Big fat E major chord, again, a cornerstone of my playing style and a cornerstone of Spanish guitar, even though I play with totally different rhythm, totally different context, different harmonic approach, still borrowing very heavily from that beautiful tradition. When we get to the E, you belt the crap out of it, however you want to do it. Down, up, down, up. You can do any kind of triplets, body percussion. And if you're new to the channel or if you're a beginner guitar, please don't get discouraged and please don't go, hold on, that's unfair. This guy's just gone into like much more advanced stuff. Certainly not my intention to be a show off or to freak out beginners. I'm saying do it however you play. So I'll just grab the plectrum off the table here. You might use the pick. You might just run your fingers down the E chord. Or you could really, there's no reason not to do that same scale pattern just from B to B this time. The point is do your own thing, and that's why I showed you some of my tricks, but you should have your own tricks. So we've done A minor, G, F, E. The A minor, G and F had a fairly similar, almost identical structure really, where we played a chord, and then we did a rundown. Like I said, this will get you started, and that's perfectly lovely to listen to, I think, and a big E chord. Bit of fun, and back to the start. So that might be enough for you today, and you might go, cool, I'm glad I learned a cool little Spanish lick, and I'm happy for you. As I said before, tabs are on Patreon. But the next logical thing that we would do, and I'm always encouraging you guys to improvise, I'm always encouraging you to chop and change. This is no different. It really is the playing style I choose to share here on YouTube. I have other playing styles and I have other approaches to the guitar, but when I'm teaching here on a video where obviously we're not able to interact one-on-one, you're just watching a video, this basic style of simple licks and then variations seems to work on YouTube. So here we are again. Let's just take those same notes. So the A minor went from the 12th fret, and literally all we're going to do now is chop and change them. So before we just did very boring down the scale. Nothing wrong with that, but we can do better than that. Any combination of notes you can invent or create is appropriate. That's one of my favorites. So I went like from 12 to 8. So I jumped back 2 and then went up 1, 10. Jump back 2 to 7, up 1 to 8, jump back 2 to 5, forward 1, jump back 2. You get the point? That's a great little variation. Again, tabs on Patreon, I'll stop saying that, you get it. But the fun bit is when you make your own ones. Now in that case I've gone down 3, up 1, down 3. So I'm still keeping a kind of structure. You'll notice if I go, it's just as structured as it was before in that kind of, I'm playing the same thing every time, like down 3 notes, up 1, down 3, up 1. I call these melodic patterns. Or we can be a bit more melodic and a bit more, I don't know if random's the right word, but a bit more less structured. And we actually choose notes based on how they sound. And you'll make your own melodies. For the purposes of this lesson, I would advise you to at least start with the starting and ending notes I showed you, at least the starting notes. So, you know, we did the A minor starting on the 12th fret, the G starting on the 10th fret. I think at this point, to start, it'll just be a nice little, it'll give you a little bit of structure in your improvisations. And soon enough, if you practice a little bit and enjoy this concept and this seems to click with you, I have no doubt you'll be flying around and you'll start starting on whatever the hell note you want. So now I'm just chopping and changing those notes kind of randomly. Have a lot different ways, you know, to make your guitar playing dynamic, do it. I can't teach all these techniques right now, but you get the point. We're back to the start. The lesson I posted yesterday was about taking a very simple melodic idea and playing it. I said forever, but playing it as long as you want to. Getting as much musical mileage out of something as you feel appropriate. The great composers, the Bachs and Mozarts of the world, would compose pieces where they'd start with an ultra simple melody, often just a few notes, and they'd play it upside down, backwards, left to front, left to right, in a different key, in a major key, whatever, on a different string, in a different octave, as chords, as thirds, whatever, variations. And that's what we're learning here today. So I hope I've given you something to sink your teeth into, and I thank you for watching. See you next time.